7. Barrett outside the switch. Doncic goes over and freaks. And then he hammers it home. Broke his ankles.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope you guys are doing well. The New York Knicks just came out victorious, actually, 120 to 113.
I meant 120 to 103, my dumbass.
In Madison Square Garden, just like what a W, 9th win in a row. That ties the longest win streak of the season. We'll see if that continues against the Phoenix Suns. They have a really good basketball team. DeAndre Ayton, Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges, Chris Paul, Cam Johnson. They have a guy, Dario Saric. They just have a very complete, well-coached basketball team by Monty Williams. So we'll see if that continues and we surpass the Utah Jazz for having the longest win streak, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, the Knicks come out victorious against Toronto. They actually had someone back from an injury that was out last time we played Toronto. Actually, when we beat Toronto, we got back to 500. You had a guy, Lowry, just came back that game, Siakam, but now you have Fred VanVleet, who's an absolute Knicks killer. Of course, Serge Ibaka is not on the team, but I'm just gonna keep saying this. Serge Ibaka he just brings such a great impact. I know he's not on the team this season, but just losing him is huge. The veteran leadership and his rim protection it's just absolutely amazing, and he expanded his game to the three-point line. But I'm sorry, I had to bring up Ibaka. I just love him. But Chris Boucher was actually out in this game. So we tied the Jazz for the longest win streak of this season. We executed 48 minutes of basketball. Tibbs just continues to be a great coach. The rotations have been better ever since we acquired Derrick Rose. Really starting to understand what players are good at and what they're not so great at and what they should work on. But yeah, since the first quarter, at the beginning of this game, Julius Randle, amazing. There were several plays I'm like, why are you shooting that? But he scored the heck out of the basketball. Another game this season of scoring at least 30 or plus points, like surpassing 30 points. Like, he was amazing in this game. Julius Randle just off the charts, scoring the ball from downtown, picking his spots. If you want to nitpick, sometimes there was plays that he could have got the more quality shot of kicking it out to an RJ because he was double teamed, and geez, like he didn't care. He literally had a huge mentality of just like, I'm scoring this damn basketball. I didn't play well against Toronto last time, and you could legitimately say he kind of put this team on his back tonight or today. I'm so used to us playing at night. Today, like he literally put this team on his back. Like he's been doing this all season. You could say RJ Barrett, yes, he had 25 points, but from like the first quarter to the third quarter, it was literally the Randle show. But of course, guys like Derrick Rose produced. But I'm just talking about overall as like a whole when it comes to this season. Like RJ's going to have nights that he is off. You're going to have guys that, like before we acquired Derrick Rose, like let's just be real though. Randle's been so productive. He's been so consistent this season as a number one option. And it's just been a treat to watch. But another player who was amazing in the first quarter, or I believe just the first half in general, was Reggie Bullock. The one stretch when he had back-to-back threes was amazing. And I just love that the offense is finally catching up with the defense. We've actually been one of the top offenses in the league when it comes to this 9-game winning streak. And just since the All-Star break, Reggie Bullock shooting 41% from three. He kind of hasn't really been this inconsistent guy anymore since the All-Star break. I know he could still fall off. He's not like the youngest player in the world, but he's still been productive from beyond the arc. He's a solid defensive player. He's good at moving off of screens, and that's really hard to do when you have a Lowry, when you have a VanVleet guarding you. Those are really good defensive players, and that's a huge reason RJ struggled in the first quarter. First off, we didn't do a good job really distributing the basketball to RJ Barrett when he was open from downtown. But also, when you have a Lowry draped all over you or even a VanVleet on switches, it's going to be tough. Those are physical basketball players. A big reason why they won the championship with a Nick Nurse, even though you could say Kevin Durant went down. Having guys like Siakam, having guys like a Lowry, having guys like a VanVleet, a guy of course, and OG Anunoby was like hurt most of that season. They have a good defensive team when it comes to their personnel, but their offense didn't show up tonight. But yeah, RJ, I believe he finished with like 3 points in that first quarter. Nerlens Noel produced good defense. We know he brings like nothing offensively, but four block shots. Nerlens Noel just continues to be amazing for the New York Knicks. We better bring that man back, and we definitely have this next man up mentality. Alec Burks goes down, it doesn't matter. We're gonna win the game. We need someone else to produce, at least in a different fashion, making the extra pass, hitting the big shot, working down the lane. And the New York Knicks have just been doing this season, and you just love the heart, you love the grit, you love the coaching by Tom Thibodeau. Some people may not like Tom Thibodeau's coaching ways, like he could be unorthodox, but he finds ways to win. He knows how to win. He doesn't care what the roster is. You could say this is an average to below average roster, and he has his team as a top 5 seed. Nerlens Noel been like a career backup in his career. Elfrid Payne, he's not a starting point guard worthy. Reggie Bullock's been known as this bench guy. You have Randle, you have RJ. But those are the only key guys that are going to probably be starters moving forward. Tom Thibodeau's just been absolutely amazing getting the most out of his players. But yeah, I'll say this. Of course, it was the Julius Randle show in the first half to keep it completely real with you guys. RJ Barrett, he even still wasn't in the second quarter. I guess because Tom Thibodeau didn't want to really bench him after the first quarter because he was like, it's kind of not your fault. We're not really getting you involved in the offense, you know? RJ Barrett eventually, of course, he did knock down a three. He actually had one really nice drive, like realizing that defense was really collapsing or they're all outside in the perimeter because they were all scared of Randle's shot. That's how good he was shooting, and also a Reggie Bullock. But I'll say this, in the second quarter, just wow. Fred VanVleet absolutely cooked us. Fred VanVleet was someone I was really scared of entering this game because we know he's not afraid of pulling up from the parking lot. We know he's a good defensive player. He's statistically not a great finisher at the rim, but he can initiate contact. He can do a lot with the basketball. And the defense collapsing on him on the outside really opens up opportunities for other NBA players. Gosh, I just hate how good Fred VanVleet is like on the offense side of the basketball against us. I believe he had 27 points or 30. But I'm actually going to talk about this. Something I was really impressed with when it came to the New York Knicks defense. We kept Kyle Lowry in check again. I believe he finished with like 4 or 5 points, and he hit those 2 free throws when the game was pretty much over. I'm not going to like take away credit from him. But these last couple times we've played Toronto, Kyle Lowry's been completely non-existent on the offense side of the basketball. And then the Raptors actually started to go on this run. Like at one point we were up double digits, but we stopped moving the basketball. Our defense in transition was horrible. We were taking bad shots. It was just atrocious. They took like their first lead since 20-19, like in that third quarter, I believe it was, or they ended up taking a lead in the second quarter, like winding down as well. But yeah, this is a game you would like to see the really put them to sleep, but this isn't a Knicks basketball team. They don't have that type of talent that they're going to put a team to sleep or it's going to be over after the second or third quarter. We're not capable of doing that. We're not a Brooklyn Nets team, you know? We don't have Kevin Durant. We don't have Harden. We don't have Kyrie Irving. We don't have a Joe Harris, you know? We're not capable of doing that. We're still going to have to find ways to just grind out basketball games and just win in general, and no matter what fashion it is. I have to be impressed with Derrick Rose still moving forward with this team. Derrick Rose was absolutely amazing. Emmanuel quickly came in, had that sidestep three, quickly continued to bring some energy with that production out there in the court. Even Obi hit a three. We're going to get into Obi in the fourth quarter. That was absolutely fun to watch for sure because he's been really struggling with his three ball when it comes to like shooting over the rim. I'm not sure if it's a confidence issue or really getting to the flow of the game because it's hard to get into the flow of the game when you're not really consistently in the game. All right, now starting off like in the third quarter of this game, Randle started off with a jump shot. I was like, okay, that's a bad shot, but it went in. Just like Randle hits the most difficult shots this season. It's been so much fun to watch his ability to create separation and elevate over defenders. He's been amazing. And another game, we kept Siakam in check. And I just love this team overcoming adversity. If we blow a lead, we don't give up. This team doesn't lay down and die like the David Fizdale era. They keep fighting. They still grind out the W somehow. But geez, Elfrid Payton, we say it so much, we sound like a broken record, but Elfrid Payton is straight up dumpster juice. We know what he provides defensively, but he is so garbage offensively. His decision making, if I see him do a skip pass in the corner one more time, like he's skipping a rock across the water, I'm literally gonna faint because geez, his decisions with the basketball, it's just like he's just carrying a loaf of bread. Like, if you ever see a quarterback, like, they're mechanics. They're holding onto the ball with, like, one hand, and they don't have two hands on the ball. They're just, like, running around with it, you know? Like Sam Darnold. Just like, wow. Just the decision-making by Elfrid Payton was just absolutely awful to see. Taking bad shots. He was a huge reason the Raptors went on to go on runs. They were executing off of Payton turnovers. But we were really lucky. They were missing wide-open shots from outside on the perimeter. They were not executing. We're really lucky that, yes, we have Julius Randle that could score the ball, but someone who's been continuing to get timely buckets for us, initiating contact, or knocking down shots when it matters most is Derrick Rose. Getting to the rack, coming off of screens, pull-up jumper. Just, we got to give him credit to, like, how much better he's gotten as a jump shooter throughout his NBA career. And also another thing, like I said, our transition defense was horrible, turning the ball over, not getting back. Elfrid Payton leaving guys open outside on the perimeter. OG Anunoby's another guy that killed us. It was just awful to see. That third quarter, I was like, oh my gosh, like, I have confidence we're going to get back into this thing. But at one point, I believe they're up 4 points. But it was just awful. RJ actually did have some nice stretches there, like in the third quarter. I believe he knocked down a three, but he wasn't really forcing the issue, which I like to see out of RJ Barrett. But a lot of things happened in the fourth quarter. You guys are probably wondering, like, how'd you win by so much? Well, the Raptors were missing open shots. They were committing stupid fouls. They allowed us to get into the penalty so early in the fourth quarter. And I got to give credit to Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin is 3 of 3, or no, 3 of 4 from downtown. Missed that one in the corner. Big three from the wing. I believe he hit that big three in the corner, and he just gave the Knicks so much momentum. Knicks fans were freaking hyped. And also, RJ Barrett started to get things cooking in the fourth quarter. Finished with 25 points. Kind of not exist in the first quarter or first half, but he's been really putting it on in the second half, and you love to see it. He had that really nice play when he did a good job, like really recognizing I have to ISO up against Yada Watanabe. I believe he went to George Washington State, and he executed on this like fadeaway jumper. It was kind of like a push shot, and then he executed and got the 3-point play, like counting it in the foul. Yes, it was the D Rose, it was the OB and RJ Barrett show at the start of that fourth quarter, which we love to see. We didn't really have to put in a Randle right away. The Raptors didn't put us to sleep. No, the Knicks responded from adversity. OB big time threes, RJ working down the lane, Derrick Rose, amazing pull-up jumpers. And at one point, like, this game was amazing. Like, at one point, the game was kind of put to sleep, but Fred VanVleet found a way to score. We continued to keep Lowry in check, but Siakam was getting to the rack, even though Siakam was, you could say, it was bad tonight. Like, there were several plays he missed just wide open shot after wide open shot. The true exclamation point that really put this game away, of course, Randle was amazing, but Noel continues to just have these momentum-changing blocks at the end of games, and it's so much fun to watch. I really hope we bring him back, or we consider bringing Rose back, bringing up Burks back. Like, I really hope we bring them back, because Nerlens Noel has been just a huge security blanket for this defense when it matters most. But let me know down below your thoughts. Knicks came out the W, and peace out, y'all.